So today we are going to talk about some improvements that we've made to the fit and finish on our stacked leather handles. So something that we've had feedback on a couple of times is that people are not in love with the shorelines of these spaces. They're expecting nice, clean, sharp corners, and what they get is sometimes a little bit jagged or like wavy. And that's something that we couldn't really figure out how to fix. So we were also working on another thing, which was to try and get a really nice polished finish on these kind of handles. And what we were finding was that they were getting shiny, but they were lumpy and shiny. And if you've listened to this, you know, it's kind of ribbed as it goes down. And these high spots were getting shiny and the low spots weren't. And it wasn't producing a very like smooth or elegant kind of finish when we were polishing these things up. And as we were working on the polished finish, what we did was we started slowing down the pace at which we were doing the finishing and doing the final shaping by hand with files and with sandpaper. And what we found is that this removed this lump kind of situation, which meant that we could get a much more smooth and glassy polished finish. But it also helped remove these more jagged edges on the metal spaces that were in there as well. Now, to be clear, these weren't sharp. It was more that they were more smeared or smudged. And what was happening was that the abrasives that we were using were heating up the metal and they were getting kind of squished at the same time as they were being sanded down. And the switch to these cooler processes helped to ensure that we got a really nice crisp line at the end. Final change that you'll see here is in the handle ring. So for a long time, we didn't make stacked leather handles with handle rings at all because it was just so difficult to integrate them into this curving, stacked and layered handle. But then we moved on to it using some leather pieces and found that they just didn't have enough support and they could become soft, they could get folded over and this kind of thing. So the handle ring that you're looking at right now is actually made out of a single piece of micarta. So our stacked leather handles have a leather half separated by a small micarta handle ring. This is way stronger. It blends in very, very, very well. You can barely see it. And yeah, it's just an example of us trying to take these stacked leather handles to another level, make sure that they're beautiful and functional at the same time. Okie dokes. Well, thank you very much for your time and hope you have a great day.